How we lost 240 pounds together as a mother-daughter, shifting our brains out of addiction and what we use to substitute flour. I was living in New York and I was a plus-size model and my skin was a mess. And once the Western medicine didn't work anymore for me, I had to find solutions. And so I was like, okay, what does getting healthier mean? Because I was raised on Wonder Bread. I'm sure we had whole wheat bread too, but I just didn't really understand it. But I knew that a step up from white flour was going to be wheat flour. So that's where I started.
Number 2, then I went to tapioca flour because I realized that whole wheat flour wasn't giving me weight loss results, but it tasted good. And then I went to tapioca flour because I wanted to bake and make breads and tortillas, and I thought tapioca flour was a great next step.
Well, I found that I was resistant to gluten. It wasn't helping my acne to go to whole wheat flours, so that's when I switched to like gluten-free, which was a lot of tapioca, cassava, and a lot of these high insulin producing, high sugar producing flours. So it took me years to figure this out. The inflammatory response, the weight gain, but it was a great bridge from whole wheat flour to gluten-free flour mixes and whatnot. And then of course we went to more like grain-free mixes as well, but it's been a journey. So we still love that texture of bread, but we were like, how can we get that and still continue to lose weight?
So from whole wheat flour, we went to tapioca flour and cassava flour and oat flour. And those still kind of had us gaining weight or plateauing, not really losing.
Oat flour sometimes though, and it can really be awesome.
In moderation.
Yeah, like for example, we would make cookies with oat flour. Sometimes I make scones with oat flour. I know my sister has this awesome recipe that she loves with oat flour, and she gets great weight loss results with oats. So not everybody is as reactive to oats as we are, and it can fit really well into your lifestyle because it can actually act like a sucking mechanism to suck the excess glucose that's floating around in your bloodstream. So it can be a huge aid as well. So I don't want to like diss oat flour, but it had its role in our journey. We don't really eat much of it anymore though.
And then from those flours, we switched to some other flours like almond flour, chickpea flour, coconut flour, and buckwheat was our favorite one. But those 3 flours were great, but you have to remember that they're also high in fat. Coconut and almond are very high in fat, so you have to be careful with how much you're using. I used to be on a kick of almond flour, especially when I was doing keto and I just did almond flour all the time. It did give me some skin reactions as well. If you eat too many almonds or too many of any nut, sometimes it can give you skin reactions. So I was hesitant with that one. I was careful.
Oh my gosh, but you made the best donut holes. You get that recipe in our program and it's amazing. That was like a sugar-free, flour-free, grain-free.
But really, really high in fat, so you have to be careful about consumption.
Yeah.
I really like eating a lot of stuff. So when it comes to buckwheat, that's my favorite friend because I never really gained that much weight eating it unless I'm eating only buckwheat and I'm eating a lot of it. Then sometimes I run into issues if I'm dipping it in butter or nut butter. So you have to be careful. Like you can have buckwheat, but then what are you putting on your buckwheat? Like mom loves to do like avocado and cucumber and jalapeno. So
and microgreens.
And you use it as a vehicle for more veg, which is really smart because it keeps you full.
Yeah.
So if you're putting butter and peanut butter and nut butter and like all these different things on it, it's like it becomes not so much of a weight loss food.
I hope this video illustrates for you our approach because at Step It Up, we're always about meeting you where you are, meeting us where we are, and then seeing what the next level might be. It's also part of what stimulates our creativity in our culinary journey because we love food and we think that food and flavor and health all go hand in hand. They have to for like forever results, which is of course what we want for you and for ourselves. Buckwheat now is our go-to. I've also experimented a lot with rice flours and millet and quinoa. And so I tend to go with those whole grains that I slow cook, I soak, I sprout. Like right now in the kitchen, I have buckwheat sprouting to make a sprouted loaf. So we do yeasted breads and sourdough breads, but we do them with whole sprouted grains that are either freshly ground. That's really important. So we're not buying bags of flour. We have a lot of bulk whole grains that we use in a number of different ways. But moderation is key. And buckwheat and quinoa actually aren't considered grains. They're considered pseudo grains. So there's all these like levels of health and vitality that are available to you at the different phases. Like for a while, we needed the bread. And then we wanted the satisfaction from the coconut and the almond. And then we wanted and needed the satisfaction from the beans. We also used bean flour, right?
That gave us a lot of gas when we overdid it.
True, but like you made the greatest black bean brownies and chickpea
Muffins.
Oh my gosh.
Cookie dough. So yes. You can do all these things.
Yeah.
It always comes down to moderation, no matter
Oh,
how
that's a bad word. Shh.
and no matter how much we
Very,
want.
very bad word.
To
Sorry, don't say that word.
eat cups and cups and cups. Our stomach is only 6 cups big. You're really not even supposed to eat 6 cups of food. So we have to be really mindful about what we're really hungry for.
If I had said that to you, like even 4 months ago, you would have been like, Mom, don't say that word.
You know, my best friend now, water.
Oh my gosh.
It's not easy, guys. Of course, I wish I could eat all day,
But the bottom line is that flour shifts your brain into addiction. And that's why if you're in Overeaters Anonymous, which I was raised in, my mother was like a lifetime member of Overeaters Anonymous. And it's not a funny thing, actually, because she died at 59 really early, in my opinion. She didn't even get a chance to like see Penelope grow. She was just born when my mom died at 59. And I bring this up because flour shifts your mind into addiction. The neurobiology and the nutritional psychology, the proof is there, folks. Your abstinence is not eating flour. And some people say, oh, well, if I deprive myself, the research shows that I'm going to shift myself, into binge purge. That's possible. But if you understand the neurobiology of it, the science also of it, you can also set yourself up for success by finding new fun ways to enjoy things that you used to eat with flour. Now, when we start with a lot of clients, they're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? Everything I eat all day long has flour in it, from the cereal at breakfast, to the toast at breakfast, to the sandwich at lunch, to the pasta for dinner. It's like, what on earth am I going to eat, right? There's pizza dough. But guess what? We teach you how to recreate all of those things. And with tremendous flavor, joy, and abundance, and a massive amount of phytonutrients. So comment below and let us know what you're thinking about this whole flour conversation. And if you think your life could be possible without it, and what recipes we can provide for you. Because we love to share recipes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And know that we are looking for 12 women who want to join us on a journey towards abundant flavor, abundant energy, abundant vitality, and a lot of weight loss. So click the link in the description below, and we'd love to learn more about you.